Well, smack on my gob, everybody. Hey, I got this donation, a very nice donation from Brad G. Brad, he wanted me to call him Brad G. And he asked me my thoughts on Mötley Crüe's Theater of Pain, and also, you know, what I think of it. Well, I'll give a little history. You know, Brad, such a nice little donation. I did a little research on the album as well. Now, Theater of Pain horrified me. You know, it was at a time where, you know, I was loving Shout at the Devil, and I was loving that traditional metal. And Theater of Pain, to me, changed it all. Because after Theater of Pain, like when Theater of Pain was new, and you'd get a metal magazine, you see all these, you know, people dressed like metal, you know, leather, and then you had this pink lace with Mötley Crüe pictures all through those magazines. But that's besides the point, man. I don't care what they look like. It's the music that matters. And again, I was horrified after Shout at the Devil to hear this. I was like, what the hell am I listening to? Now, I still went and saw the tour. Tour was amazing. It was probably the best time I ever saw Mötley Crüe. I mean, yeah, also, I guess the best time really was when I saw him open for Ozzy on the Shout at the Devil, because at least we didn't get those Mötley Crüe Theater of Pain songs. But other than that, man, other than the Theater of Pain songs, which some are good, I like, the show was amazing, and to me that was the best Tommy Lee drum solo. You know, everybody talks about the spinning one, Girls, 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 or, you know, the flying one, the roller coaster. To me, this was the best one, because he didn't use no samples. Because he was even using samples on Girls, Girls, Girls drum solo. It was pure adrenaline, kick-ass drum solo where the platform went up. And the Shout at the Devil had a great drum solo as well, but this one was the best one. And I just thought it was an outrageously great show, the Theater of Pain tour. I thought it was a really cool show. Even, you know, they look weird with their glammy stuff, and, you know, some of those songs they played that night I wasn't too fond of, but there are things I do like about Theater of Pain, even back then. And the weirdest one is that the first time I heard Home Sweet Home, I thought, this is awesome. The first time I heard it, I thought that. And here I am getting disappointed by this album because it's not like Shout at the Devil. And then this song that sounds nothing like Shout at the Devil, I liked on the first listen. And I always loved Use It or Lose It. Awesome song. It sounds like it could have been on Shout. It's kind of like the sister of Bastards or Red Hot. So Brad G asked me to rank the songs. And I'm going to do it. And by the way, Vince Neil says this is on some magazine I read not too long ago. He said this is the worst Mötley Crüe album. He didn't say Generation Swine. He said this one. He said Theater of Pain. And Nicky, of course, like bashes it like he bashes everything he's done in the past. And I don't know what... I'm sure Tommy Lee hates it. I don't know. I don't know what he has said about it. And Mick... I don't know, probably Mick was happy because he got to do his little slide shit. And goddamn do I hate the damn slide guitar. Hey, you all like that stuff, that's cool for you, man. That slide stuff, man, I wanted to hear some ripping in my metal back then, man. I don't want to hear slide guitar, and now like almost 40 years later, I still don't want to hear slide guitar. You know, a lot of you like that shit, not me, man. And that album was all slide guitars, man. It was the ripping, man. You know, the tone of Mick Mars's guitar on Shout at the Devil sounds nothing. It sounds like crap. And he doesn't rip. He a little bit on Use It or Lose It. But, you know, that bothered me a lot about this album. And the songs, man. The songs are just weak. And, well, I'm going to rank them now. Because for Brad G, he said, rank the songs. And Brad, if you like it, cool, brother. I'm just saying how I feel. All right, to me, the worst song on the album is Smoking in the Boys' Room. It's ridiculous. And it's the big hit, which shows, you know, I mean, it shows what I think doesn't matter. It's, you know, it's just my personal opinion. This album went like 3-4 times platinum back then. This crap, you know? So what do I know? And then Smoking in the Boys' Room. Then after Smoking in the Boys' Room, I will say Save Our Souls for the Heavens. Oh, what the hell is this about? Save our souls for the heaven. And here comes Mick with his slide guitars. Crap. Next, Keep Your Eye on the Money, which they played that night when I saw them. It's just a terrible, generic, crappy song. Alright. Now here's one that I would put above these songs because I think it has some parts of it, and I know I'm going to sound crazy. So, you know, hey, it'll show you my opinion doesn't really matter because to me the song Raise Your Hands to Rock, yes, it's total 80s rock, you know, Twisted Sister, rock. But some of it, like the beginning and stuff, kind of reminds me of Bad Company's Shooting Star. I know, right? I'm nuts. All right, then after that, We Need a Lover Tonight, which I think would have been better if they just shaved down saying tonight so much at the end. But yeah, it's getting a little better. Next, you know, I would put this song very much lower, but I am going to rank it by the demo. The demo of this song, I think, sounds way better than what ended up on the album, and I'm talking about City Boy Blues. The demo is miles better than the album version. Then Louder Than Hell, which was Hotter Than Hell from the Shout at the Devil outtakes or demos. Yeah, it's getting better. Now we're getting down to the top 3. Number 3, Fight for Your Rights. I think that song rules. Even with Vince's mispronunciations in the song. I think the song rules. Then, Home Sweet Home. Yeah, the popular one. And here's a funny thing I gotta say about Home Sweet Home, because I lived it back then, bro. The Home Sweet Home video came out and didn't do much. Smoking in the Boys' Room did great. Home Sweet Home didn't do much. Fast forward a couple of months later, they started that MTV, dial-in MTV. Home Sweet Home was #1 so much after that, because of the fan base, that they had to retire it because to give other bands a chance. And that is my number 2. Number 1, Use It or Lose It. Hey man, that's my Mötley Crüe, man. The double bass and all that stuff. And I'm not done now. Now I'm going to get on my soapbox and talk about 1985, the year this album came out. Now, to me, man, I was born in 65. So, you know, I'm a 70s kid / 80s, you know, 80s young man. And it probably has a lot to do with timeline. But everything after 1984 went to crap. Now, there was other stuff I liked that was underground, that thank God for Merciful Fate, and thank God for Raven and Accept and Razor. I mean, I can go on and on and on of all the more metal bands, because after Theater of Pain, 1985, a lot of bands copied what Mötley Crüe did, and even Judas Priest threw in some colors during the Turbo era. So Mötley Crüe, I mean, not a fan of the album, but it inspired so much crap after it, I think. A lot of the glammy bands that came after that, they spawned the 80s glam that I was not a fan of. You know, so I turned to, you know, Combat Records and, you know, a lot of great metal, like real metal. So Theater of Pain, yeah. But, you know, there's some songs I like on it, man. But I gotta say, after 84, everything went. And I'm not talking just music. Also, movies. Everything from the 70s, man, and up to 84 were the best movies, the best music. Period. That's my opinion, but I'm an old guy. And I'm talking about my timeline. And if you are in my timeline, you think different, then, dude, what's up with your brain? Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to thank Brad G. I hope I did you justice, bro. You asked me to talk about this album and rank the songs, and I even throw in a couple little stories about it, you know? And my own personal opinions, how everything sucks after 1984. There are exceptions. Of course there are. There was a lot of great movies. Not a lot, but there was some great movies after 84. Great music. I mean, amazing music if you want to talk about the underground. But my metal heroes got glammy, and that sucked. Thanks to Theater of Pain. Blah. But hey, I liked a few songs off it. So thanks again, Brad G. And if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you have not. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a gaba. Check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast with the Podcast Kings. And also the YouTube page, where you have a link to the podcast and YouTube page right down there in the description. So join the greatest podcast ever. According to Science.com, God and Satan. It's their favorite podcast. It'll be yours too. Check it out. Link is below.